So we got some things to discuss today because we got to look at some charges. I know y'all been wanting the videos about the remaining 5, but I kind of try to hold off on that a little bit because I was hoping to see some news, but I don't think we're going to get no news until tomorrow. Early predictions, people is going home. Anyways, let's take a look at what we got scheduled for tomorrow on the live stream so I can get y'all ready. Y'all ready? YSL hearing updates Tuesday, December 17th, 9 a.m. Yak Gotti in court before Judge McBurney for a bond hearing on a charge he picked up while in jail. We will have the live stream. 9:30 a.m. The remaining YSL defendants in court for final plea hearing in front of Judge Whitaker. We will have a camera/live stream. 9:30 a.m. Shannon Stillwell Jackson has a final plea status hearing in front of Judge Belinda Edwards on charges he picked up while in jail. We are working with local media to see if someone can pick that hearing up with a live stream as it's at the same time as the remaining defendants, but in a different courtroom. All right. It's one person that they did not basically take off the list, but this is pretty much the list right here. Deamonte Garlington, D or Scarface, charges conspiracy to violate the RICO, attempted murder of Rayshawn Bennett inside the Fulton County Jail, 2 counts of participation in criminal street gang activity, murder of Shamel Drinks, possession of firearm during the commission of a felony. Then you got Nard right here, charges conspiracy to violate RICO and murder 2015 of Donovan Thomas. Tinquarius Mender, Nard or Stunner, because remember we got with 2 Nards right here. So I'm going to just call Cuz Stunner because it's not Stunner, it's Stunner. Conspiracy to violate the RICO, possession of a weapon by an incarcerated individual, possession of telecommunication device by an incarcerated individual, participation in criminal street gang. So I think Tinquarius Mender is basically going to get let go as of tomorrow. He'll plead out and take his little charges to the chin. It's just, at this point in time, them taking the YSL is a street criminal gang activity crap. I don't think that hurts anybody anymore. Jimmy Winfrey, he's already gone home. But if you look at this right here, violate the RICO, violation of Georgia controlled substance, possession of a firearm, and participation in criminal street gang activity. And you got to remember, he also ran too. So that's why I'm scrolling back up to show y'all. Tinquarius Mender basically has the same stuff. I just think he's going to be let go on probation. Now, Christian Eppinger, a.k.a. Briss, served time on previous charges, conspiracy to violate, armed robbery, hijacking a motor vehicle in the first degree. We already seen the lady do the interview on that. 2 counts of possession of a firearm by a first offender probationer, theft by taking, 2 counts of attempted murder, 2 counts of possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony, 3 counts of participation in criminal street gang activity, conspiracy to violate, conspiracy to commit a crime. So that's pretty bad. Then you got Miles Farley, only defendant granted bond despite facing a murder charge, conspiracy to violate the RICO, murder, 2 counts of participation in criminal street gang activity, possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony. So for some odd reason, everybody, including myself, believe he's going to get dropped off of the charges basically because the murder that he's basically charged with, if I'm correct, please correct me if we're wrong, is basically the one with Shamel Drinks. So yeah, basically I think Stunner and Miles Farley go home because I believe Miles Farley was in the back seat. So the Shamel Drinks murder, but we'll see. I'm fairly certain that's what it is. I don't remember being nobody else. Either way that go, everybody believes that Miles Farley is going home, but I think Stunner's going to end up going home, and it's going to basically be the remaining 3. But they may keep him on there because they got to tell the family something. What they got to tell the family, I don't know. But, yeah, Deamonte Kendrick got screwed over by the system real bad. They put extra charges on him after the judge basically said with the other people that were involved, hey, there's no crime here. Take a look here. Show y'all a couple of things. Look at the date, right? August 9, 2024. For Xavier, Demetrius, Deamonte, Tyrone, Tyler, Michael, and Antoine. Wow. Okay, that's different. So here we go for aggravated battery, aggravated assault, riot, and penal institution. Now, I want y'all to understand this part. I'm going to explain to y'all how minimal it is to have riot and penal institution because it is insane. Better yet, spoiler alert, all it takes is two people jumping one person for it to be considered riot and penal institution. You don't believe me? Trust me, I'll show it to you at the end. So, defendant was in custody. We got to scroll up, sorry. In the Superior Court of Fulton County, state of Georgia. Now look at the date on this, 12/9/2024. Emergency motion for bond. Comes now defendant Deamonte Kendrick buying through his attorney and moves this court to grant a reasonable bond and set cause for the following reasons. 1. Defendant was arrested on June 20th, 2024 for the following offenses: aggravated assault, aggravated battery, and riot in a penal institution. Defendant has limited previous criminal history. Defendant is a Georgia resident and has substantial family ties. Defendant has no reason to contact the victim or witness. And 5. Defendant was in custody for 22 SC 1835-72, in which he was found not guilty on all counts. But for his arrest on said case, defendant would not have been in custody. Defendant has been in continuous custody since May 9, 2022, and during this time has been a victim of a stabbing and has had several threats of harm made to him. 6. On December 1st, 2024, Mr. Kendrick was stabbed in his head at the Fulton County Jail. It is evident that the Fulton County Sheriff's Office cannot keep Mr. Kendrick safe. Also, the conditions reported in the DOJ report issued on November 14, 2024, explicitly concluded the following. The Justice Department's report concluded that the Fulton County and Fulton County Sheriff's Office allowed unsafe and unsanitary conditions at the jail. As a result, people incarcerated in the Fulton County Jail suffered harms from pest infestation, and malnourishment, and were put at substantial risk of serious harm from violence by other incarcerated people, including homicides, stabbings, and I ain't gonna say that one. The unconstitutional and unlawful conditions at the Fulton County Jail have persisted for far too long, and we are committed to working with the Fulton County and the Fulton County Sheriff's Office to remedy them. If granted a bond, defendant will follow all conditions deemed necessary by this honorable court. Defendant will appear at all future court dates and will not commit any criminal offenses while out on bond. Will not leave the jurisdiction of this court. Will not be a danger to any witness, person, or property. Respectfully submitted, this 9th day of December 2024. Respectfully submitted, Kayla Bumpus. Shout out. So here you go right here. Now, if you look, 9/13/2024, judicial hold. Tyler Thompson, Xavier Harris, Demetrius Lamar Jones, Deamonte Kendrick, Tyrone Orlando Taylor, Michael David Washington, Ant Warren, I'm going to butcher that. Ant Warren Wheatley. Judicial hold. Due to failure to appear, the above referenced defendant is unavailable for prosecution. The above case is hereby placed upon the court's judicial hold status. The clerk's office of Superior Court shall update the status to judicial hold, so ordered this 13th day of September 2024. So, this is where they got the hold at right here, and then the order to transfer. After review of the record, the court finds the above style case is subject to transfer in accordance with the transfer and assignment policy adopted by the Superior Court. Defendant Tyler Thomas, an order open case 14 SC 12 4579, pending before Judge Robert C.J. McBurney, EJ 20, based upon the foregoing circumstances, hereby ordered that the instant case be transferred, so ordered this 10th day of September 2024. So these are all basically old things, but right here is where we kind of go back, right? And they're just talking about filing stuff and entry of appearance and all this crap. So basically this is them trying to file it. And Amanda Young, who she filed this for? Let me go back. Moves respectfully notify all judges before whom she has cases pending. All affected clerks in court, opposing counsel will be on leave pursuant to Georgia Uniform Rule. Okay, that's why I has it. Oh, so this is Deamonte Kendrick's lawyer. All right, cool. So we just keep on going down, and this ain't nothing but basically them getting to the crux of it, because your boy Deamonte Kendrick was basically attorney wasn't available. But here you go right here. Order to reset preliminary hearing right here. And this is 8/12. The matter appeared before the court. Today's date, no preliminary hearing was held for the following reason. Attorney Young and defendant is in YSL jury trial. This is what I wanted to get to y'all. All right. And so we'll basically, I don't think anything else is basically needed from here. 4th day of December, right through his undersigned, pleaded not guilty to charges against him in indictment accusation and waives formal arraignment. Time within shall file motions governed by the scheduling court. Counsel has instructed defendant on his or her duty to keep the clerk informed of any change, address, and all this stuff. Defendant is represented by Caleb Bumpus. There you go on that. Superior Court of Fulton County. This is an old one. So basically, this is the old stuff right here that essentially shows about the bond that was given. And then right here, court said no bond for Deamonte Kendrick on this one, because obviously he was in custody. So they weren't going to be able to give him a bond because he was with the YSL trial. So let me help y'all out. What happened was Deamonte Kendrick and everybody and all that got into a little scuffle. It happens in jail. So nobody told a thing. And so when the judge basically went up and heard all the charges and all this stuff, the 2 charges of assault and battery with everybody involved, he basically said, there's no case here. All right, cool. But once Deamonte Kendrick was basically free of all charges, they charged him with the riot part of it. The riot part of that now allowed them to basically bring about new charges. See, the riot part of it, matter of fact, let me show y'all. This where it get crazy, spooky, hilariously terrible. Georgia law defines a riot in a penal institution as when an inmate engages in violent or tumultuous behavior that could cause a disturbance. The penalty for a riot in a penal institution is a felony with a maximum of 20 years in prison and a minimum of 1 year. Georgia law also defines a riot as when 2 or more people commit an unlawful act of violence or any other act in violent or tumultuous manner. This is a misdemeanor. Georgia law also includes other offenses related to public order and safety. So the fact that they're pressing forward with that is some BS. The state is playing a very dirty game, and I ain't gonna hold you. Wow. Just freaking wow. But what's going to end up happening is Deamonte Kendrick's family is going to have to be forced to get in on that lawsuit. And more than likely, this is just me thinking out loud, I think what Pat LaBatt is going to have to do is basically say, hey, you know what? We'll drop those charges if you drop out of the lawsuit. I think that's what's going to happen to Shannon Stillwell as well. And you drop out of that lawsuit, we'll drop all these charges. But if I'm Shannon, I don't know, bro. I don't know. I'm going to be fair. Like, cuz got stabbed up, almost died in jail and everything like that, only to be found guilty of throwing a gun out of the car. I just, bro, for the life of me, I don't know. Because the anger that I would assume that he feels has to be immense. Like, I would just assume that he got to be like, all this stuff and everything like that. But also at the same time, do you just say, man, you know what, F this, let me get the hell on, let me get on with my life? Or, I don't know. I think it just depends on tomorrow. That's just what it is. I think that Yak and Shannon will go home. I think they'll be granted bonds. I just don't see how these judges decide to keep them there. The 5 remaining, I think Miles Farley might just basically get probation or something like that and allowed to go home as an accessory. But other than that, I don't see anything else. The other 4, Nard and all of them and everything like that, the state has to try to get some type of retribution, some type of justice that they deem. Christian Eppinger, like I said, we got to go back. I'm going to go back and look at it. I got to see if that officer was wearing plain clothes and he just pulled up on him, because the problem that's going to happen is Christian Eppinger kind of acknowledged that he was a police officer, but when you grabbing on somebody and all that stuff, we just don't know. So there's that. And like I said, I would like to see if those bullets actually came from the gun that he had or they came from the cop, because that whole ordeal was precipitated by the police officer. That man just ran up on him and called him all type of boys and told him to get on the ground and all that, and then you start screaming like a bitch. Nah, you was tough. I hate police officers like that, bro. I truly do. When I was 12 years old, bro, in Sacramento, California, there were cops that hopped out their car and put me on a hot-ass hood because they thought I was a grown-ass man. And then they turn around and the victim of whatever happened and stuff like that, I was like, that's not him, that's a little boy. What are you doing? And I've hated the police ever since then. But I learned to do it on a case-by-case basis. I don't hate them as much as I did during that time, but I still have a healthy disdain for police because of that shit that happened to me. I'm still traumatized. It is what it is. And if you don't like what I said, hey, walk a mile in my shoes and tell me you be put on a hot-ass hood and basically forced like you a grown-ass man and you 12 years old while you just walking to goddamn school. You wouldn't like it. But either way it go, man. Subscribe, turn that bell, stay notified. You want to win an Xbox, want to win a PlayStation, here you go. Yeah, man, we just hit 200K. We on our way to 300, man. Subscribe today so you can find out how you can win an Xbox or a PlayStation, man. The details are on the way. This is how you know somebody is literally going to be in the drawing. Robin Minter, check him out, man. All we do is go down and we look and we see his subscriptions. Who does he have? He has Seti Nash right here. What also happens, take that off, top commenter, that right here, public subscriber. So that's what you got to do, and make sure you share each video, and then you'll be entered to win. Shout out to Mike. Good luck. Subscribe, turn that bell, stay notified, and share to keep your people aware. I'll catch you on the next one.